How's it going, everybody? Nick from Keysarter Gaming here, and today I have a little bit different of a deck profile for you guys than I normally post on my channel. This is actually going to be my first place Edison format Blackwing deck profile. So the locals I go to every week has a skill score system where they keep track of your wins and losses and give you points based off of that. After a couple of months, the top 10 players in their system, they have a free entry tournament for them where they give away a couple boxes as prize support to the top 4 players. It's really cool that my locals does this, and it's a really fun time. You know, you get to play against a little bit more of the more experienced players because it is only the top 10 from that event. It really shows you who the best of the best is. But this time we actually decided to play Edison format for this tournament. So the top 10 players, we decided on Edison format, and this is the deck that I ended up winning with. My first place prizing was a box of Power of the Elements, and I actually pulled a Starlight Rare Ultimate Slayer, so I'm very happy about that. But I want to show you guys the deck that I took to it, and if you guys want more Edison content, please let me know down in the comments, because I absolutely love Edison. Me and my friends just started getting into it not that long ago. We've been dueling with each other. I haven't played in any official tournaments other than this one so far, but I would love to go to regionals, and hopefully if they have Time Wizard events, play in Edison format events. That would be awesome. But if you guys want to see more deck profiles, duels, commentary, anything like that, let me know down in the comment section, because I would love to do more Edison content. Without further ado, let's get into the deck profile though. So starting off with the main deck here, this is not hybrid Blackwings. I wouldn't call it hybrid Blackwings, but it is the 3 value 3 Sirocco for the kind of hybrid Vayu turbo deck. So I play 3 Sirocco, 3 Vayu. These cards are both insane. I also play 3 Dark Refer. I will show you that obviously a little bit later when we get to it, but I want to max out. I want to get these guys in the graveyard as quickly as possible. Also, Sirocco is insane in the mirror, because a lot of people do forget that Sirocco can boost itself for every Blackwing on the field. It is not just your field. So Sirocco gets absolutely huge. A 2k plus beater. It can end game. Sirocco Boar is also actually insane, because you can end games off of just a small monster your opponent has in defense position. Next up we have Shura, the Blue Flame. Shura is also another very good card. When Shura destroys a monster by battle, it can special summon another Blackwing with 1500 or less attack from its deck, and its effects are negated. So you can synchro with the Vayu that you summon off of this. You can also get Gale out of deck, make an Armor Master. You can get a lot of things out of deck and push for a lot of damage with just a Shura. 3, Bora the Spear. Bora is also another very good card. You could special it if you have a Blackwing, and it does piercing. That is actually huge, because in certain situations, normaling Sirocco, specialing Bora can end up winning you the game, because you can just make the Bora huge. If your opponent has something small in defense position on their side of the field, you just run it over and do a ton of damage. And a card that helps with that damage is 3, Kalut the Moon Shadow. Obviously, Kalut's insane. My game 3 in the finals was against Diva Zombies, and I ended up having triple Kalut for game, and it was pretty enjoyable dropping 3 Kalut. It's always a fun time when you Kalut for game, but 3 Kalut is also insane. I had double Black Whirlwind. It was normal Bora, double Black Whirlwind. I already had 1 Kalut. I added the other 2, and I won the game from there by attacking the defense position monster. Next up, we have 2 Blizzard of the Far North. This card, I did play a 3 for a while. I did recently cut it to 2. It's really good. I also, for the longest time, did not know that if you normal summon this while you have Black Whirlwind on the field, you can get both effects. I am a judge. I don't know how I just didn't understand this, that I just assumed because it was the 2 when effects in the old format, it just wouldn't resolve both of them. But yeah, you just get to pick which ones you want to do and which chain. So you can go Chainlink 1 Blizzard, Chainlink 2 Whirlwind, you can go Chainlink 1 Whirlwind, Chainlink 2 Blizzard, but you get both effects. So I've been playing with a handicap for a long time when playing this deck. Finally, the last one is Gale, arguably the best Blackwing in and of itself. Have an opponent's monster's attack permanently. Or attack and defense, actually. It's just a really good card. Special it when you have a Blackwing. A lot of people don't know that it has that effect because they don't play Blackwings, but you can special it if you have a Blackwing. For the non-Blackwings, we have triple Dark Refer. This is just to get the Siroccos and Vayus into the grave. We really do want to turbo out the extra deck and do as much damage as quickly as possible. And for the last 3 cards, 1 Gores, 1 Tragodia, and 1 Dad. Of course, the trinity of big boys in this format. Any dark deck plays Dad. Tragodia and Gores are both just insanely powerful cards. But if you guys are watching this, you guys know Edison, you guys know what these do already. Next up, double Black Whirlwind. It's semi-limited. We can only play 2. We'd play 3 if we absolutely could. And then a bunch of one-of spells. We have Allure of Darkness. The entire deck is dark, so we're fine playing Allure of Darkness. Brain Con, probably the best spell in Edison format, in my opinion at least. I think it's the best generic spell, especially since you can tribute it, you could attack with the monster that you take. All for a cost of 800 life points is insanely cheap. 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, 1 Heavy Storm. These are for your back row decks, obviously. These clear the back row. Pro set Heavy Storm is my favorite term used in Edison format. Is just setting Heavy Storm with the hopes that your opponent would set more cards to, justify that you set a card. It wouldn't be Heavy Storm. Flip this on your opponent's turn. It's insane. And 1 Book of Moon. All these cards were fantastic. Honestly, I really wouldn't change the main deck. I really liked the main deck. The only thing I thought about playing was 1 Plague Spreader Zombie, but I really like the main deck where it's at. I think it performed extremely well, and it does what it's supposed to do. Now for the traps, we have triple Icarus attack. This is a Wing Beast deck. We're going to play 3 Icarus. This card is absolutely insane. This clears so many problematic cards for you, and it's just one of the best generic cards in... I'm sorry, not generic, not even archetypal. One of the best support cards, I suppose, for a type in this format, I should say. I think that's the best way to put it. Obviously, we have double Royal Oppression. Blackwings are known for playing this card. But this came up a couple times. It wasn't insane. It was really only good against Diva Zombies. My Lightsworn matchup, this did not feel as good. Because they did not do a ton of special summoning. And then next up, for the last of the traps, we have the one-of traps. We have Torrential Tribute, 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 D-Prison, 1 Mirror Force, and 1 Solemn Judgment. D-Prison's great. I really, really like it. If there was more Blackwings of the people that played Edison in this tournament, I probably would have played more D-Prison, but I think I was the only Blackwing player, so this is the only copy of D-Prison that we ended up playing. All of these traps did great. Like I said, I probably wouldn't change anything in the main deck. The side, I would change some cards, but the main, I think, was perfectly fine. Moving on to the extra, we have the Blackwing Synchros, we have double Armed Wing, double Armor Master, and a single copy of Silverwind the Ascendant. These cards are great. I summoned Armor Master a ton of times, Shura into Gale, and then summoning an Armor Master is always great. As long as Armor Master with its effect on the field sticking is really, really good. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite cards. This doing Piercing is also insane. Gaining 500 when attacking a defense position monster. It just does a ton of damage, and you really want to just apply that pressure, and that's the best part of this deck, is it applies pressure super, super well. Next up, we have 1 Ally of Justice Catastor, 1 Magical Android. These are the 2 level 5s I played. For the 6s, we have a Brio and a Goyo. These are just obviously the generic good staples of Edison format. We have a Black Rose Dragon, Colossal Fighter, Dark End Dragon, Stardust, and Mistworm for the last synchros. These are all just generically good synchro cards. Dark End's great. I really, really like this card. I just added this because I just picked one up. Never summoned the Mistworm. Never had to summon, I think, the Black Rose either. It just didn't come up in this tournament. Last card, Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon for the Cyber Dragon. Moving on to the side deck. This is probably the only thing I would change. If I could change something, I would take out... we'll get to it when I get to the profile. Double Cyber Dragon, I think this is a staple of every side deck of every Edison format deck list. And I play 1 Trap Eater in the side. So, hear me out on this one. I play 1 Trap Eater for a couple reasons. One, it is a dark level 4 with 1900 attack. I think it's a pretty sizable monster. And this outs Royal Oppression. This outs the Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. This outs Royal Decree. There's a couple of just really powerful continuous traps that I want to get rid of in this format, and Trap Eater just does that. Also, a small reason to why I play this Trap Eater is I pulled this one out of my OTS 19 for entry at locals, and it has a full foil bleed. It's kind of hard to see in the video, looks a lot better in person. It is a really clean looking card, so I decided to put it in my side. It didn't come up in this tournament, but I'm going to continue to play in the future. Hopefully something will come out of it where I can justify continuing to keep it in my side deck. Double Nobleman of Crossout. This card's great. Really good against my Lightsworn matchup, just banishing Rykos or Hamsters. Nobleman's really also good against zombies because they set a lot of recruiters. It outs the recruiter without triggering the effect. I would change these Smashing Grounds to DD Crows. That is probably the biggest change I would make for this deck list. I did side 2 Smashing Grounds. It never came up. I would make them DD Crows. Particularly, the reason I did not side DD Crows is because I only own a couple of copies, and they were in my Modern deck at the time, and I just did not swap them. 2 Light Imprisoning Mirrors. This card's great. Saw it against Lightsworn, which was awesome. That's really its only matchup target. Also, Fairies is a deck. I have a friend that plays Fairies who was also in this tournament. We didn't happen to play against each other, but this is good for that deck as well. It stops the Recruiters, stops DD Warrior Lady, so on and so forth. Double Trap Stun. This just lets me push for game. Like I said, this deck deals a lot of damage. This puts a lot of big monsters on the board. A Greffer plus Dark Arm play is really, really solid because you can almost stick Greffer, Armed Wing, and Dark Arm on it. You definitely want to be able to make sure that you're playing protected. So I think Trap Stun's a great way to do that against the decks that side in a little bit more back row. And then for the one-up traps that we side, 1 Starlight Road. This came up in my Lightsworn matchup with JD, sided this in. 7 Tools of the Bandit, just a Trap Negate, another Bottomless, and a Trap Dust Shoot for when I go first. So that is it for my Blackwing deck profile for you guys. This did get me first place. It was a really, really fun time. It was a really, really good tournament. Thank you guys so much for watching. And like I said, if you guys want to see more Edison content, please let me know. I'm really, really enjoying the format. A lot of my friends are as well. So we'll post duels for you guys, commentary, deck profiles, whatever you guys want to see. You just let me know and we can make that happen. As always, this is Nick from Kizaru Gaming. Please don't forget to comment down below what you guys want to see next, whether it be modern, what have you, doesn't matter. I'm glad to make any kind of content for you guys. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.